Hi, my name is Tim Koviak, licensed loan advisor. Welcome to the channel. Today on this video, we're going to talk about the 9 hidden costs when buying a home. Thank you so much for watching. It's always an honor to be here in front of you. If you're new to this channel, we talk about a lot of first-time home buyer videos. We talk a little about investing and budgeting and credit, different topics like that. If you like talking about finances and things like that, please subscribe to this channel, up and coming channel. Now, on this video, what we're talking about is the 9 hidden costs of buying a home. Now, I'm a licensed loan advisor or loan officer. I help people buy homes every day and refinance homes. I'm not making this video to discourage you or make you think there's a lot of hidden costs and things like that. It's just some things to watch out. And this is great if you're a first-time home buyer or if you're just thinking about buying your second home. These are just some things to watch out for. So, some hidden costs in buying a home. There are direct ones and indirect ones. So I'm going to go over the direct ones first, and then we'll talk about some indirect ones. So the first hidden cost, or one of the hidden costs of when buying a home, is a HOA, or known as a homeowners association. Now, homeowners association is very common when you buy a condominium. They always come with condominiums, but they also come with like a manufactured home, things like that, a homeowners association. But homeowners associations are becoming more and more popular, especially in new development and new subdivisions. And it's like a cost that some people do not recognize. So when you go out to buy a home, ask, does this have a homeowners association? And the reason I want you to know this is because some of them with condominiums are really expensive. And some of them in some communities can kind of get expensive. And the homeowners association is basically a group of people that get together and they make rules. Some of them handle the water and trash. They're all different types, but the thing is that even if you pay off the property and own the home, you may still have to pay, or not you still, but you will have to still pay the homeowners association. That's why I'm not a big fan of condominiums, because if you pay off a condo, you still have to pay that homeowners association no matter what. So before you buy a home in a different community or subdivision, find out if it has a homeowners association and see how much it is. But just remember too that any given time they can vote in the price, they could raise the association dues. Now, the next hidden cost when buying a home is property tax. Now, property tax is a big one. And it's something I got right when I bought my first home, but a lot of people buy homes in areas where the taxes are high. And basically, it makes your payment high because 9 out of 10 times when you buy a home, you're going to have a escrow. Escrow means inside your payment, it's going to include taxes and insurance. And with the taxes being high in that city or county, it's going to make your payment higher. So when you go out home shopping, it's a good idea to ask your realtor, is this a high tax rate or high tax margin for this area? If the realtor says yes, then see if you can find a home or buy a home in areas where taxes aren't high. Believe me, it will make a difference. And usually the taxes get higher in that area. And some of the ways the taxes are high is that the city manager or the city council, they vote to remodel parks or maybe have a downtown or a fitness center, all types of things that a city could vote on and spend the money on that makes the taxes high. Now, if you really like that area, really like that city, and you're okay with paying that premium or high tax, go ahead with it. But if you want the lowest payment and you feel like this city next door, this county next door can give you the same thing, because you can visit that city or take an Uber there, drive there, and not pay that high tax. So It's very important. One of the hidden costs of buying a home is taxes. So find an area that the taxes are low or reasonable, or at least have an idea going in. Another hidden cost when buying a home would be mortgage insurance. Now, mortgage insurance, you do pay mortgage insurance if you do not put 20% down. Now, some people believe they have to put 20% down. No, as a first time home buyer, you're only required to put down 3% and maybe 3.5%. That's it. So, very low down payment for first time home buyers. But the mortgage insurance is something you would pay if you don't put 20% down. Now, mortgage insurance, there's really two types. There's private mortgage insurance and then there's premium mortgage insurance. I don't want to get too in depth into it. Basically, one is for FHA, the other one's for conventional. The one for conventional is based off of your credit score and your down payment and the property type. For FHA, it's just pretty standard. So understand that mortgage insurance is kind of some of a hidden cost, and you could, if you're doing a conventional mortgage, you could shop around for your mortgage insurance a little bit with your lender, ask them, and you also could put a little bit more down and play around with it. But mortgage insurance is including your payment, and it's a hidden cost, and it's something that you will want to watch out for. Now, another hidden cost when buying a home would be your homeowner's insurance. Now, homeowner's insurance can vary on the area. If you're in a flood zone, you may, or a FEMA deemed flood zone, you may be required to have flood insurance on top of your homeowner's insurance. Now, different zip codes, the homeowner's insurance can be more or less, but that is a cost that will be included in your payment. Taxes is included in your payment, and your homeowner's insurance is included in your payment. So be conscious of homeowner's insurance in the area. Now, I wouldn't be too worried about homeowner's insurance, honestly. A lot of times it's pretty standard. You're going to have to get it, but you should get a couple of quotes, before deciding. It's not something you want to use. You don't want anything to happen to your home, but that is something to consider. Think about that. Lenders do estimate your homeowner insurance in the beginning, but before you actually buy your home, you'll get an actual quote and then finalize it. Now, another hidden cost of buying a home would be closing costs. Okay. Now, a lot of people are focused on their down payment, but on top of your down payment, you do have some closing costs associated with buying a home. And that's something you should be conscious of. You should ask the lender how much is the closing costs and somewhat explain it to you, because lenders do have a little bit of flexibility and can help lower the closing costs. But that is something a lot of first-time homebuyers don't consider, is their closing costs when buying a home. But that's something you should consider. And then another hidden cost when buying a home would be utilities. Yes, utilities. Now, generally speaking, the bigger the home is, maybe the more gas it may take to heat that home, the more electricity it may take, with different lights, air conditioning, things like that, like utility. So consider that when you're buying a home, because the bigger the home is, generally speaking, the utilities are going to be a little bit more. And if you don't need all that space, and you're not going to have a plan, you may get a little bit smaller home if it's just you. But if you plan on having a family, it may make sense to buy a home for today needs and tomorrow needs. But this is something a lot of people don't consider, is the utility cost. And you can estimate a lot of this. You will not know exactly what your utilities will be. You just can't predict something like that, but you can get a really good idea asking ChatGPT, put in the square feet, put in the property type, the area, and it will do a pretty good job estimating. Now, let's get into some indirect hidden costs. Now, we're only got a few more left, so the first indirect closing costs or indirect hidden costs of buying a home would be mortgage interest. Now, you really don't notice the mortgage interest because it's all wrapped up in your payment. You pay principal, interest, taxes, and insurance, all in your payment. It's all wrapped in there. But the lower your interest rate is, the more you will save on interest. And it's also important to try to get the best interest rate if you can. I didn't say the lowest interest rate. Sometimes the lowest interest rate does not make sense or the closing costs will be too high. But try to get an interest rate that makes sense because that's going to save you interest over the life of the loan. And also try to pay a little bit of extra. The more you pay extra, you're not only going to pay off your home quicker, but you're going to save on the interest, okay? So that's definitely indirect hidden cost is mortgage interest. A lot of people don't think about the mortgage interest. They're just making their normal payment. But if you do the math, you can almost pay close to double over 30 years. So you really don't want to take 30 years to pay off your home. Now, another hidden cost would be maintenance. So a lot of first-time home buyers, when they buy their home, they're not thinking too much about maintenance. Now, maintenance can really vary on the type of home and how old it is and your standards. If you're just trying to maintain a home and it's been maintained pretty well, it may not be that much maintenance. But if it's a little bit older home, then you may be constantly fixing this and updating this and that. But that's something you want to budget for and be conscious of. There will be maintenance of owning a home where you just have to upkeep it and certain things. And the last one here of hidden costs would be renovations. Sometimes you're just going to have to renovate a home, renovate a kitchen, renovate a bathroom, a basement, things like that. Over time, things just get old. There's only so much maintenance and you have to renovate. And that's a cost a lot of people don't plan or budget for, but it's something that you should budget for and plan for because you don't want to borrow, all the time. Some people do cash out refinances where they tap into their equity for home improvements. But if you can save for it a little bit, it can make it a little easier. Most home improvement companies, they do have flexible payment options and finances. But again, it's an extra payment. So those are 9 hidden costs when buying a home that you should be aware and somewhat think about and consider. Now, listen, I am a licensed loan officer. If you're in the market looking to get pre-approved, if you're in Michigan, Ohio, Indiana, Georgia, I have a lot of states. Reach out to me. If I can help you, great. If not, one of my associates will. I can get you pre-approved. I can refinance you, and I'll do that best I can to take great care of you. Thank you so much for watching. And again, if you like this channel, you like this kind of content, subscribe to the channel. I'll see you again on the next video. Thanks.